You think silence is weakness, don't you? You think keeping quiet means surrender. And that saying nothing means you've lost. That's what they want you to believe. Because the moment you stay calm, the moment you stay complacent yourself, they lose control. They feed on your reactions, your anger, your pain, your need to be understood. It makes them feel powerful, important, validated. But when you go quiet, when you look them in the eye and say nothing, you take that power back. Silence isn't the absence of sound. It's the presence of control. It's you saying, I don't need to shout to be heard. It's you saying, I've already won. They don't fear your words, they fear your stillness. Because silence is unpredictable. It forces them to face themselves. And trust me, most people can't handle that reflection. They'll try to provoke you, corner you, bait you. They'll throw every insult, every manipulation, every trick they know just to make you break character, to make you scream, to make you prove them right. But when you stay still, when you just breathe, when you say nothing, you become a mirror. And in that mirror, they see everything they've been running from. Their guilt, their fear, their fragility. That's what silence does. It teaches without words. It punishes without violence. It breaks them in ways they'll never admit. There's a reason silence scares people. It's because silence makes them listen not to you, but to themselves. And what they hear inside isn't pretty. The noise they use to drown out their conscience fades. And for the first time, they feel the weight of what they did. You don't need revenge. You don't need to make them understand. You just need to step back, close the door, and let silence do its work. Because silence has patience. It doesn't strike fast. It seeps in slowly, deeply, permanently. They'll replay every conversation in their head, every argument, every cruel word. They'll wonder what broke you, what made you stop talking, what made you stop caring. And that wondering, that not knowing, will eat at them more than anything you could ever say. Let me tell you something. Noise fades. Silence lingers. Words can be dismissed, twisted, ignored. But silence echoes. It's the sound of a lesson they never wanted to learn. The one that says you lost someone who owed you nothing. You see, most people don't want to fix things. They just want to win. They want to feel right, not be right. They'll argue, manipulate, and twist reality until it bends to their comfort. And when you refuse to play their game, when you refuse to argue, you shatter the illusion they live in. You remind them that truth doesn't need to shout. They'll call you cold. They'll call you heartless. They'll say you've changed. But what really happened is simple. You stopped bleeding for people who only brought knives. You learned that not every battle is worth your fire. Some are best fought with silence. Because silence doesn't just end a war. It rewrites history. It turns the victim into the victor without ever throwing a punch. They'll tell others their version of the story. Paint themselves as the hero, as the one who tried, who cared, who suffered. Let them, because deep down they know the truth. You walked away without saying a word, and that silence, that quiet departure is what they'll remember forever. Silence is not emptiness, it's evolution. It's the moment you outgrow chaos and choose peace instead. It's the moment you stop chasing validation and start building yourself. Because when you go quiet, you start to hear the right voices, your own. You hear your intuition, your dreams, your purpose. You stop living to prove, and you start living to build. You become grounded, focused, unshakable. People will mistake that for arrogance. Let them. Because the truth is, they don't understand peace. They only understand attention. And when you stop giving it to them, they'll wither. Here's the part they'll never tell you. Silence is heavy. It's not easy to carry. It demands strength most people don't have, because silence forces you to sit with yourself. It makes you confront your own pain, your own doubts, your own flaws. Most people drown in that quiet, but the ones who endure it, they come out forged like steel. It's in silence that you learn who you really are. It's in silence that you realize you don't need them. You never did. You just needed time. Time to remember your worth. Time to remember your power. They'll wonder why you don't respond, why you don't defend yourself, why you don't fight back. And that wondering will drive them insane because they can't fight someone who refuses to play. They can't win against someone who's already moved on. That's the thing about silence. It doesn't announce victory. It just becomes it. They'll check your social media. They'll ask about you in conversations. They'll pretend they don't care. But they'll care more than ever because silence leaves questions, and questions breed obsession. They'll imagine every possibility that you hate them, that you miss them, that you're over them. And each one will cut them deeper than any insult ever could. Don't mistake silence for inaction. Silence is strategy. It's choosing your battles wisely. It's saying, I'm not wasting my energy on this. It's power disguised as peace. Because while they're busy reacting, you're rebuilding. While they're shouting your name, you're building your empire. And one day when they see what you've become, they'll realize your silence wasn't weakness, it was preparation. The best revenge has never been words. It's always been success. It's waking up every morning unbothered, focused, thriving in a world they thought you couldn't survive. That's the lesson they never wanted to learn. One day they'll tell stories about you. They'll talk about how calm you were, how you walked away without a sound, how your silence changed everything. And in that story, you won't be the villain. You won't even be the victim. You'll be the mystery, the one who vanished, the one they still think about when the room gets quiet, the one who taught them what loss really feels like. Because silence doesn't just end relationships, it ends illusions, it ends control, it ends their comfort. It turns the table so quietly they don't even notice until the game is over and you're already gone. Let me tell you a truth most people never understand. The ones who break you are rarely strong. They're just loud. They yell to hide their weakness. They hurt to hide their fear. And they'll spend their lives trying to convince the world they were right. But silence, your silence, is the one thing they can't argue with. It's undeniable. It's final. It's truth in its purest form. Silence isn't revenge. It's a revelation. It reveals who they are when the noise fades. It shows who's capable of growth and who's addicted to drama. And when you choose silence, you expose everything they've tried to hide. They'll realize it too late. That your distance was their lesson. That your silence was their teacher. That your peace was their punishment. They'll call it ghosting. You'll call it healing. Because silence is healing. It's the sound of closing doors, of boundaries being rebuilt, of a new life beginning. And in that silence, you'll find something priceless. Clarity. You'll see that you never needed to prove your worth. You never needed to convince anyone of your value. You just needed to remember it yourself. So let them talk. Let them assume. Let them misunderstand. You don't need to correct them. You don't need to defend your story. The truth doesn't need an audience. Your silence is your statement. Your growth is your proof. Your peace is your victory. And one day, maybe weeks, maybe years from now, they'll realize you were the storm they never saw coming. That the quiet one, the calm one, the one who simply walked away, was the lesson they were never ready to learn. Because silence doesn't just end a chapter, it rewrites the book. So don't break your silence to explain your peace. Don't ruin your calm to prove your strength. You've already done both by walking away. Remember this: the loudest revenge is peace. The deepest cut is indifference. And the greatest lesson, the one they'll carry for the rest of their lives, is your silence. Your silence will become the lesson they never wanted, and it will echo long after your voice is gone.